Hey everyone, welcome back, and I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and are looking forward to the new year. And in the new year, one of the things that we are looking forward to is the 2023 Pantry Challenge. Last year we participated in this Pantry Challenge, and it's a challenge that is put forth by another YouTube Homestead channel, Three Rivers Homestead. And what it is basically 2 months, or trying to go 2 months without going to the grocery store. And you might be thinking, whoa, that's a crazy amount of time. Or maybe you're thinking that's just a drop in a bucket for us, that's easy. But for us, why we wanted to participate was we always seem to have just food that just doesn't get eaten. Food that sits in the back of the pantry, in the fridge, in the freezer, and when we finally come around to it, either it's gone bad or we're just not in the mood to eat it, and it ends up getting wasted, or at the very best, just getting thrown into the compost. And so why we wanted to participate in this challenge this year, and maybe some reason that you might be thinking about participating, is 1, cut down on food waste. 2, saves us time going to the grocery stores. We have we'll call it a bad habit, but we constantly run to the store for just little things that are really more impulse buys than anything else. And so that's one big benefit of not going to the grocery store is cutting down on trips. And 3 is to save money. We really, last year when we participated, we got a couple of items beforehand just so that we had some staple things that we could eat. But we weren't spending money on food for those 2 months, which was crazy because we spend a lot of money on food normally. So what are the rules for the Pantry Challenge? Like I said, it's 2 months of not going to the grocery store. However, I definitely need a caveat. I think this is a challenge that is probably best just to do what makes sense for you, for your family, and for your actual pantry situation. You may have a very robust pantry and could go months without going to the grocery store, or you might only have enough food for a week or 2. Whatever you think is the appropriate time frame, I think is a challenge that is worth doing. Some people I know have set aside weekly budgets to buy produce or fresh dairy or whatever fresh items that you can't really store or you don't really have the capacity to store. So whatever that looks like for you, I think is, like I said, a challenge worth doing. For us, we're gonna try and be as strict on ourselves as we can. So 2 months of not going to the grocery store. And last year we made it about 7 weeks, I think it was. So we were almost there, but we were just completely wiped out of produce, and we were just eating basically rice and oatmeal. And we just decided we think we succeeded in our own sense, and it was time that we stocked up on some foods that actually tasted good, brought us some good nutrients. And so that was what our challenge looked like last year. But this year we're gonna see if we can make it the full 2 months without going to the grocery store. So what are some tips for success? If you are seriously considering doing a pantry challenge, the first thing I think everyone needs to do is to actually take an inventory of what you have. If you don't know what you have, if you don't know what you don't have, it's really hard to plan for this challenge. And that leads into the second tip, is you have to plan. And we like to meal plan usually every week. Sometimes if we're feeling really frisky, we'll do every 2 weeks. But usually once a week, we'll sit down, we'll say, okay, these are the meals that we're gonna make this week. These are the meals that we maybe have already in the fridge that just need to be heated up. And doing that allows you to look at your inventory, what you've gone through, forecast for the rest of the challenge, and to really give yourself a gauge of how you're doing with the challenge. If you're wondering, you're probably not, but if you're wondering what we're gonna be probably eating a lot of, we have a lot of frozen vegetables, especially frozen kale, spinach, cucumbers. So we're gonna be making a lot of smoothies. We also have frozen berries that we were able to harvest. So smoothies are definitely gonna be a staple for us. Sarah and I will each probably have a smoothie every day because that's gonna be the easiest way that we can get those good fruits and vegetables in. We also tend to make a lot of soups. Soups are an easy way to use your potatoes, your frozen carrots, onions, things like that. And then last, we have a ton of rice, which obviously is not something that we grew. Maybe you grow rice, but we don't grow rice. But we do buy it in bulk always and like to have a good amount of rice on hand at all times. So rice and potatoes, and what we like to do with those is to just make different bowls. So we usually have some sort of carb, some sort of meat, and then vegetables mixed in with that. And then we like to top it with our favorite hot sauce and ranch. We have a lot of ranch. So smoothies, soups, bowls, those are always for us going to be the staples, and those are the things that we're gonna have to rely on to get us through this challenge. And I think the last tip for success is to really get your mindset right going into it. Why do you want to do a pantry challenge? What do you hope to get out of it? Because there's gonna be days, I promise, where maybe you are on your same dinner that you've had 3 nights in a row and you're getting tired of it and you're thinking, why am I doing this? And if you're really serious about wanting to do it, that why will get you through those moments. At the beginning, I said for us, our why is because unfortunately we have a bad habit of not eating the food we have, and also we like to save money on food if we can. So that is gonna be the whys for us for getting through this challenge, but getting that why for you is what's gonna power you through. Also, a little bonus tip, there's a lot of Homestead YouTube channels that do this challenge every year, and so following them to get some ideas for recipes, see some maybe organizational hacks, things that they're doing, is also a great tip to get you through the challenge. So that is the 2023 Pantry Challenge. If you're considering doing it, leave a comment below. I wanna see who is in this, who is doing this with us, with the Three Rivers Homestead, and a bunch of other YouTube channels, a bunch of other homesteaders that are participating this year. And I wish you the best of luck. I know whatever time you make, however long you go, whatever you put into this, there will be a benefit. I can guarantee that. And I'm excited to share with you guys what we are gonna be doing throughout these couple months. So we'll be sharing some meals, we'll be sharing recipes, we'll be sharing anything that we think is useful that we've learned ourselves throughout this time. So with that, we are Austin and Sarah at the Cypress and Sparrow Homestead. We will see you in the next video. Peace.